So, I hope you're all staying safe and well, and without further ado, let's get into it. The Raven. Boys. Maggie's stepmother. Alright, let us read this quote by Edgar Allan Poe. Deep into the darkness, peering long I stood, then wandering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dreamed, dared to dream before. And one by Oscar Wilde. A dreamer is one who can only find his way by moonlight, and his punishment is that he sees the dawn before the rest of the world. Which, speaking of dawn, have you guys heard The Weeknd's new album, The Dawn? MRW. I need to listen to it. Prologue. Blue Sergeant had forgotten how many times she'd been told that she would kill her true love. Her family traded in predictions. These predictions tended, however, to render the non-specific. Things like, something terrible will happen to you today. It might involve the number 6. Or, money's coming, open your hand for it. Or, you have a big decision and it will not make itself. The people who came to the little bright blue house at 300 Fox weighed in among the imprecise nature of their fortunes. It became a game, a challenge to realize the exact moment that the predictions came true. When a van carrying 6 people wheeled into a client's car 2 hours after his psychic reading, he could nod with a sense of accomplishment and release. When a neighbor offered to buy another client's old lawnmower if she was looking for a bit of extra cash, she could recall the promise of money coming and sell it with the sense that the transaction had been foretold. Or when a third client heard his wife say, "This is a decision that has to be made," he could remember the same words being said by Mara Sargent over a spread of tarot cards and then leap decisively to action. But the imprecise nature of the fortune stole some of their power. The predictions could be coincidences, hunches. They were a chuckle in the Walmart parking lot when you ran into an old friend as promised. A shiver when the number 17 appeared on an electric bill. A realization that even if you had discovered the future, it really didn't change how you lived in the present. They were truth, but they weren't all of the truth. I should tell you, Mara always advised her new clients that this reading will be accurate but not specific. It was easier that way. But that was not what Blue was told. Again and again she had her fingers spread wide, her palm examined her cards plucked from velvet-edged decks, and spread across the fuzz of a family-friend's living room carpet. Thumbs were pressed to the mystical, invisible third eye that was said to lie between everyone's eyebrows. Runes were cast and dreams interpreted. Tea leaves scrutinized and seances conducted. All the women came to the same conclusion. Blunt and inexplicably specific. surprise was this: if Blue was to kiss her true love, he would die. For a long time, this bothered Blue. The warning was specific, certainly, but in the way of a fairy tale. It didn't say how her true love would die. It didn't say how long after the kiss he would survive. Did it have to be a kiss on the lips? Would a chased peck on the back of his palm prove as deadly? Until she was 11, Blue was convinced she would silently contract an infectious disease. One press of her lips to her hip, to her hypothetical soulmate, and he too would die in a conceptive battle, untreatable by modern medicine. When she was 13, Blue decided that jealousy would kill him instead. An old boyfriend emerging at the moment of that first kiss, bearing a handgun and a heart full of hurt. When she turned 15, Blue concluded that her mother's tarot cards were just a pack of playing cards, and that the dreams of her mother and the other clairvoyant woman were fueled by mixed drinks rather than otherworldly insight. And so the prediction didn't matter. She knew better, though. The predictions that came out of 300 Foxway were unspecific but undeniably true. Her mother had dreamt Blue's broken wrist on the first day of school. Her Aunt Jimmy predicted Mara's tax return to within $10. Her older cousin Erla always began to hum her favorite song a few minutes before it came on the radio. No one in the house ever really doubted that Blue was destined to kill her true love with a kiss. It was a threat, however, that had been around for so long that it had lost its force. Picturing 16-year-old Blue in love was such a far-off thing as to be imaginary, and by 16, Blue had decided she would never fall in love, so it didn't matter. But that belief changed when her mother's half-sister Neve came to their little town of Henrietta. Neve had gotten famous for doing loudly what Blue's mother did quietly. Mara's readings were done in her front room, mostly for residents of Henrietta and the valley around it. Neve, on the other hand, did her readings on television at 5 o'clock in the morning. She had a website featuring old soft focus photographs of her staring unnervingly at the viewer. For her books on the supernatural bore her name on the cover. Blue had never met Neve, so she knew more about her half-aunt from a cursory web search than from personal experience. Blue wasn't sure why Neve was coming to visit, but she knew her imminent arrival spurred a legion of whispered conversations between Mara and her two best friends, Persephone and Gala. The sort of conversations that trailed off into sipping coffee and tapping pens on the table when Blue entered the room. But Blue wasn't particularly concerned about Neve's arrival. What was one more woman in the house filled to the brim with them? Neve finally appeared on a spring evening when the already long shadows of the mountains to the west seemed even longer than usual. When Blue opened the door for her, she thought for a moment that Neve was an unfamiliar old woman, but then her eyes grew used to the stretched crimson light coming through the trees. And she saw that Neve was barely older than her mother, which was not very old at all. Outside in the distant towns were crying. Blue was familiar enough with their voices. Each fall the Aglenaby Hunt Club rode out with the horses and foxhounds nearly every weekend. Blue knew what their friend at Cowes meant at that moment. They were on the chase. "You're Mara's daughter," Neve said, and before Blue could answer, she added, "This is the year you'll fall in love." one day. I read them out of order though. I read the second and third book before the first one because I didn't know this was the first one. And so then I went back and read this one and then read the last one. So it's very interesting. I like the way she writes. This cover is plain compared to the other books though. This and I think the third one didn't have like a cover when I checked it out from the library. I got them all from like different libraries though. But the third and the last one had these really nice crinkly and pretty beautifully designed book covers. So that is one difference. I think I'm going to start doing more tapping and scratching and flipping through books videos. I did one of these when I first started my channel and people liked it. But then I only read like a couple books since then because school tends to take up a lot of my time. Alright guys, so